Alright, this is a very short video and the final one of our series. This video will focus on formulating your findings in the context of grade. Now, as we've just seen, formulating findings depends on a number of important aspects, including the certainty of your evidence and the size or magnitude of your effect estimate. Now, one interesting thing about grade is that it encourages you to think carefully about how these different elements will affect how you word your findings. So we've looked at a lot of numbers, and now it's all about translating this into words, ultimately to inform practice in a clear and transparent way. Now, the grade team have been thinking really hard about how to translate decisions about certainty and effect size into findings statements. And they've come up with elements that have informed the following table. So with grade, decisions about certainty of evidence and effect size affect how you may summarize and word your findings. And varying levels of certainty and interpretations of effect size will require different levels of nuance in your statements. So as we've seen, certainty in grade can range from high to very low. In this table, I've only presented from moderate to very low because, well, in the example of zinc supplementation, it's very likely that you'll have downgraded by at least one level in your certainty assessments and in your 5 domains. Now, effect size can range from large and important to trivial and non-important. Again, I've not listed large here because, well, the effect size is likely to be either small or trivial depending on how you see it in the case of zinc supplementation. So this is not a comprehensive list. So, in this example, if you decided that the certainty of evidence was moderate and the effect size small but clinically significant, you may state zinc supplementation probably results in a small reduction in risk of all-cause diarrhea. Alternatively, if you decided that the quality was low and that the effect size was trivial, non-important, then you may word your statement about your finding for this outcome as zinc supplementation may result in little to no reduction in risk of all-cause diarrhea. Or you might want to nuance your statement further, for instance, by stating that the reduction is likely to be only significant in populations with high incidence, for instance. In the previous video, we saw that different assumptions about the incidence of diarrhea could affect absolute estimates fairly significantly, potentially. So you might want to nuance that further based on the data that you generated on absolute risks. Now, please note that these are just guidance statements just to help you think about how you may want to word your findings. You may very well choose none of those and word your findings differently. Ultimately, the goal here is to make you think carefully about how different assumptions about uncertainty and size of effect can affect the way you formulate your findings.